Right everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are in a very old house and we are skimming walls, but we're not just skimming them, we are meshing the entire wall. Why are we meshing the entire wall? Well, look around behind me. These walls are fibrous plaster. Now, fibrous plaster were panels or sheets of plaster cast in molds made to for ceilings, mainly ceilings, or only ceilings really, but a few of these old houses I've been to have them on the walls. Now, the fibrous plaster sheets are quite thin. They're around between 8mm to sort of 12mm, depending on how they run in the mold and how they're screeded off. It's not perfectly flat. It's up and down, so you've got real thin parts. And a lot of those thin parts are right in between studs and are just really flimsy. So they need a full fiberglass mesh over them. So let's walk around this room, put you on the head mount, and we'll just walk around this room now. This is what I'm using. This is Fibafuse Fibreglass mesh. It is 900 wide, comes in a massive 45-meter roll, and I'm going to sort of work my way around the room, meshing this onto the wall. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this room. Now, you can see all the white is fibrous plaster. We've got a patch there, which must have been a door into the following room that's been filled up. That's plasterboard. We've got a bit of old plasterboard here for some reason. Who knows why that is. Then it goes back to fibrous plaster again. But you can see I've been around and I've had to re-screw it all. It's been put up with little tacks, and of course they just pop. They don't have anything to hold on to. Like plasterboard has got a paper on it so that the nails can sort of grab onto that, but if you're just nailing through bare plaster, there's nothing, it's just pops. They've all popped, so I've re-screwed everything. I've been around and filled those, filled any holes, but stuff like this here, I mean, where it's in between the stud, I don't know if you can see that, it's just so springy. There's spiderweb cracks everywhere, because it doesn't have that paper on the face like plasterboard does, so I mean, all the old plasterboard under the paper is probably like the same as this cracked, but the paper is what's sort of holding it together. So that's why we have to mesh the whole wall and give it strength. And I've already started here, so I've been around. What I'm doing first is I've been around, I've taped my internals with paper tape. Then I can start working my way around the room, meshing in the fiberglass mesh. So I've started here, as you can see. I've done my first upright at 900 wide, and I'm going to work my way around the room. So what am I using to put it on with? I'm using an air drying compound, multi-purpose compound. This is Jib's trade finish, multi-purpose, mid-weight, multi-purpose compound for all three coats, taping in. It's got glue in it, so it sticks to anything. Now, there's a bit of suction on here, so I have to work fast. I have to do one run at a time. I'm going to skim on that compound on the wall. Now, the reason I'm using multi-purpose a pre-mixed compound is it's glue based. It's going to stick to anything. So whether we've got a bit of wallpaper glue on here, a bit of paint, there's paint around the top, there's old plaster, there's plasterboard, there's bare plaster and paint and wallpaper glue. So the glue based compound is going to stick to all those things. If I used a setting compound, setting compounds are made to stick to a paper, like a plasterboard paper, without glue, without paint. So I'd encounter problems doing that. So we do not use a setting compound on any of this old stuff. I don't use setting compounds on any old walls because they're gypsum based, and we'll just have issues with it adhering to what's on the wall. So the glue based compound is what I used, and the glue is going to stick to anything. So how am I doing it? Right, I'm getting set up. I've got my roll of mesh on the floor ready to go. Luckily this has got high skirtings on it, so what I can do is I can put that against the wall and just pull it up and it'll unroll. So I'm not, once I've got my compound on there, it's not going into the, if I had a small skirting on here, that would roll into the compound. So that's a good thing, so that's a blessing. We've got a 900 wide sheet of mesh. I can overlap if I want to, but I'm just going to go right up to the edge of what I've already done, and I'm just going to mark 915 roughly, so I know how far to come out with my compound. I'll put a skim on there straight away. I'll put the mesh on and I'll put it in and I'll go over it straight away, just like taping in a joint pretty much. So we'll do that now. We'll show you how I do that, and then I'll just continue working around the room. Of course I want to wear gloves and a mask and a hat or something. You know, when you're unrolling fiberglass tape, all the fibers get released. It's like insulation. You might be able to see it in the sunlight there, but they all get released into the air. You want to protect your lungs, protect yourself. So let's do that now. What I'm going to do is just put a little mark there where my tape is. I don't want to lose that. Same at the bottom. Use quite a bit of compound when we're doing this. Now, one thing you want to watch out for is you can kind of see there it's drying out a bit. You don't want it to dry out at all. And I'm just going to create a bit of a line there so I know where I want to run my tape to. These walls are all over the place. Nothing is straight at all. Let's clean that off there. Okay. We want to get our tape, our mesh in the right place roughly. We can see that running down that line. That's pretty spot on there. You can just slice that with the tool along there. Now we want to press that in straight away. I just like using a knife. It's a bit easier to do than using a trowel. And again, we just work away from the middle. So we don't get any creases. All right. So straight away I just want to clean up that edge. Good hollows in the wall there. Well, we're definitely not making these straight, we're just getting them as good as we can. That there is how we mesh an entire sheet of Fibafuse on, or how I do it anyway. So I'll just keep working my way around the rooms in sections as wide as my Fibafuse tapers, and as we work our way around, I mean, you know, might have to do a bit of, got 900, what have we got left? Got about 1800, so that's going to work out great there. And then that one there is, we're able to pull that, put a full sheet up there, and we'll just cut around that window. Then I might come this way and put a full sheet up from that way, and then just finish off with these centre bits again. Keep working my way around the room. So yeah, bit of effort, bit of work in these old houses, just to, but they definitely need meshing. What I'll do is, once that's dry, I'll go and give it a sand with my Festool machine, give it a clean up, then I'll skim it again with a final skim over the whole lot, and then that'll get a final sand before it gets painted. So that's the plan. That's how I work my way around the room, meshing it in. So it's hard work, it's a lot of work, but eventually we'll get our way around the room and we can walk away from this job knowing we've done, you know, an excellent job. We've done the best job we can to get it right, and you know, the clients will be really happy with that. Once it gets painted, it'll be like a brand new room. So that's how I do it. Hope you've enjoyed this one, guys. Thanks for watching. Smash the like button, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you on the next one.